angels. So, Friday the 13th was yesterday. A lot of, yep, I had to do a lot of that yesterday. Whilst doing this, it's leaving the old behind, okay? Heavy, heavy energy. And I wanted to talk about a channel that I had yesterday. It was very emotional. And I think it was for myself, because all of the faces that I saw in this channel were people within my community who had passed on onto the next realm. And it literally was like the end of the Titanic, you know, when Rose dies and she basically goes up the stairs and gets to the top and Jack's there. Now, in my dream, it was the going up the stairs was like the ascension levels, okay? So the people who I knew who were spiritually inclined were going up higher and higher and higher, who were in this realm. And it was like an acknowledgement, like, well done, like you've gone through a lot, like more than us, keep going up. And so where I live at the minute, like my friend used to own a dog and she meant an awful lot to me. And she was at the, like pretty much the top of the stairs. And I had to have a moment with her, and there was a telepathy that came through when I was holding her, and she basically let me receive that if I'm able to cut off people in this realm for my heart to be safe and go within myself and go within my darkness, I have to be okay with letting the people who have passed on move on now because they've done their work. So a message from the beyond is, if you have lost people and they have done their deed, they've had to stay here to do what they needed to do to protect you, it's done, and we have to be okay with letting them go. And it's around the period of my grandfather's birthday, and the one part of me that really found it hard to let go of was my grandfather's, both of them. I have a huge, huge, deep connection to the divine masculines, I really do. And there's divine masculines that I've had to literally cut off in my life in this realm, and I found that very hard to do, but it's been for the best for everyone. And I still can love people from afar. That's something God has given me a gift of, is I have lost so many people in the next realm that I can literally simply close my eyes and see them. I don't have to dwell on their memory to receive their love anymore, which is so enlightening. And that's what I think the dream was showing me, what the vision was showing me, is that you're going to have to acknowledge that leaving the others behind and not looking back is all a part of the enlightenment process. So if people are feeling like there's endings or having to say goodbye to like certain things, people, behaviours, emotions, it is for the best. Like, make plans and focus, people. Whilst we're retreating and recharging, this is when we can journal. Both these cards, masculine and feminine, warriors in their own way, using the within, and the feminine's using the outer, which is actually quite ironic because the feminine works within and the masculine works in the 3D. This is literally, let's reverse these roles for a minute. Maybe this is what's going on at the minute. The masculines are having to go in and the women are able to take, the feminines are able to take action. So masculines, retreat and recharge. Feminines, make plans and focus. Bask in the joy and light. Be willing. We are starting to receive pure sunlight now. So take advantage of every inch of that you have, okay? Especially when you are retreating. If you have a garden, use it. Harness mystical powers from the High Priestess. So with the Hermit, I'm looking at that as the masculine energy. They need to be more willing to be within retreat mode, recharge. Whilst they're in that, the reflection can be unreal, like positive reflection. And the Shield Maiden is make plans and focus. With that is the ability to harness the mystical power. A lot of the feminines are ahead of the masculines. That's normal. That is literally the law. And when we get our heads around that, it takes the load off, especially in the 3D. Gives us a chance to drop our shields and focus on ourselves. One more from angels and ancestors. Track Track down your fears and desires, masculines. Love this card. And you know why? Because you're nearly there. You're just behind. You're just behind your feminine. They're both matching. The Hunter and the Shield Maiden. But also with the feminines, you can use your shields with certain battles, but you don't need them all the time. Drop them, okay? So with the masculines, whilst you're in retreat and recharge, hermit in, track down those fears and desires, understand what it is like to be you, or who are you? And when you find out who you are, be willing to sit in that, calibrate it, be willing to. And the B, frequency of the B is willing. That's why I keep saying willing. And the feminines are ready to take action in the 3D now. But they need to sit in their feminines by dropping the shields, as well as using the shields in the best way. But we're in our black cat energy, we don't need physical shields. So if that's what they mean by dropping the shields, I'm just going to see what the moons are saying. Perfect. Don't let pride get in the way, both masculines and feminines. Take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Both fire signs as well are in the fire horse year. So even though we're acting, we are still being patient. The horse is a graceful animal as well as taking charge. It's time to take action. So like I say, graceful, but likes to take charge. This taking action, especially within the feminines, this is happening within the 3D realm. But it's really finding that balance here. That's what I'm seeing here in the cards today, is everyone is really going to have to start finding that balance. The answers you need are coming. Gemini, one eye closed, one eye open. The answers you need are coming. Masculines, when you're retreating and recharging, you're going to get memories come through. And then you'll also get things called downloads. Get yourselves journals, please, if you don't have journals already, and have them as downloads. Prosperity lies ahead. The answers you need are coming. Once those answers are received, recalibrate them. Let the downloads come through. Let your nervous system regulate to those new pieces of information. Confidence is on your way to success. And that actually landed on these two cards. So the willingness and not letting pride get in your way. Turn to confidence, which will then manifest into your success. Oh, thank God for that. The scales have come. Like I was saying, there needs to be a balance. A new romantic cycle begins, and your loved ones are safe. Whatever is going on between the masculines and feminines right now, you are cutting off karmic retribution for your family and your bloodlines who have passed and who are to come. And maybe this is what my channel was trying to tell me, this ascension ladder, is because of this enlightenment, you can go through these family members and have that acknowledgement with them. So when you do end up finding that you're having this like moment where you're seeing or hearing these, like, it's not even voices, it's like feelings, and you can see faces of people that are like giving you like love, but from afar, you know. You're cutting a lot of ancestors. they didn't know what they were getting themselves into, let's just say, and they're grateful that you're putting in the work to set their ascension level free. This is like a very, we're all in this together kind of business. Now, to continue the balance between the masculine and feminine, I'm going to do some healing waters, again just focusing on the cups, which is your emotions. Planetary wave, soul mission, trust the inner call, soul team. Those ancestors are literally like, oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Plenty, prosperity, receive the fullness of life. Literally, you've sacrificed your shit. So it's like you don't even realise you're going to receive this, but your ancestors are going to push this even harder, because it is a sacrifice. You know, you and your loved ones are saved. You can now approach life in a abundant and unconditional love journey, letting confidence be the key to success instead of pride. walking alignment with your ego. Maybe this is what this balance is here. For the masculine and feminines to align with their ego like they're twins, okay? Gentle force, consistency, persistence, patience, the long game. Thank you for that confirmation. This is literally exactly the answers that I think I needed. Is that balance is coming, people. That cup is overflowed, and look at the ancestor looking beyond her. Like, this is affecting more than just you. Immerse yourself, training, learning new hobbies and passions. These downloads you're going to get are gifts, people. These are gifts that your ancestors want you to have, so they can have that reward vicariously through you, you know. Ride the waves, life lessons, growth. You will get through this. So going back to the masculines, for example, you need to hermit and retreat, recharge yourselves. You'll start to track down your fears and desires. You're going to probably understand that you did not know yourself, and that's okay. Get to know yourself again. Be willing to do those changes. I need to whip the screen so hard that maybe that's what you need. Both Leos have come up as well. Don't confuse ego with confidence. Pride is a huge thing that can get in our way. And with the feminines, your work is going to come into the 3D now, but you don't need to be physically shielded all the time because you're spiritually shielded. The divine has got you. You're in your black cat energy. Amongst that, you're both looking at the bigger picture. It is time to take action for the feminines, but both of you are looking at the bigger picture in your different ways. One has eyes open, one has eyes closed. Working in unison, but within one realm and the other. The feminines have done a lot of work in the 5D. It's their time to do it in the 3D. The masculines have done their work in the 3D, or they need to do more work in the 3D, which is why they're having to be charged now in the 5D. You need to recalibrate all that charge as well. With all of this action being put in place and willingness, the prosperity lies ahead purely because of the willingness and the sacrifice. That new scale of balance is coming because you're sacrificing your demons, your qualms, your old beliefs, so yourself and your ancestors can move forward with ascension. It's beautiful. Soul mission, trust the inner call, soul team, plenty, prosperity, receiving the fullness of life. Consistency, persistence, patience, the long game. Training, learning, new hobbies, passions. You will get through this. Life lessons and growth. Keep on keeping on, my angels.